On May 11, 2011, Timothy James Pitzen was dropped off at school in Aurora, Illinois by his father, Jim Pitzen. However, he was picked up shortly after by his mother, Amy Fry Pitzen, who took him on a 3-day trip to various amusement parks, water parks, before she was found dead by suicide in a motel room in the nearby town of Rockford, Illinois, with a note stating Timothy was safe, but he would never be found. On this Wikipedia page, it says he remains missing. Status missing 7 years, 10 months, 23 days. Now, I read this story before, and someone just sent it to me, and I'll tell you why in just a second, but I remember reading all the details of this story and thinking, this just sounds so absolutely insane. He was born in Illinois to parents Jim and Amy. That day, his father dropped him off. His mother checked him out between 8:10 and 8:15, citing a non-existent family emergency. She dropped him off at her vehicle at a repair shop. She dropped off her vehicle at a repair shop at 10 a.m. An employee of the shop drove her and her son to the Brookfield Zoo. They returned and retrieved their vehicle at 3 p.m., drove to Key Lime Cove Resort in Gurnee, Illinois, and they spent the night. The next morning, they drove to the Kalahari Resort in Wisconsin Dells, Wisconsin, and were spotted by security footage in the checkout line at 10 a.m. the next day. At 1:30, Amy phoned several family members, including her mother and brother-in-law, telling them that she and Timothy were safe, not in any danger. However, she failed to contact her husband, who had been attempting to locate the pair after being notified by his son's school that he was not present when he arrived to pick him up at the end of the day. Timothy was overheard saying that he was hungry in the background of one of the calls. That was the last time anyone saw or heard from him. Amy Pitzen was seen on security cameras at a dollar store where she purchased stationery, at a grocery store both in Rockford, Illinois at 7:25 p.m. that evening. However, she was alone at the time. Following this, she checked into the Rockford Inn, where sometime that night or the next morning, she took her own life. She slashed her wrist and neck, as well as taken an overdose of antihistamines. Her lifeless body was found in the morning of May 13th by a hotel maid, along with a note which she apologized for the mess she had created, as well as explaining that Timothy was safe, with people who would care for him, and that he would never be found. A similar note was also mailed to her mother from the hotel. Police found the knife that she used to kill herself contained only her blood, and the blood found in her car belonging to Timothy was from a nosebleed. Okay, I hadn't read that part before, so that took me back a little bit. It was also found that her cellular phone was missing. An examination of her vehicle revealed that it had been parked in a grassy area, possibly near a stream but close to a highway, treated with glass roads, making beads for a length of time. It is thought that perhaps Timothy was handed off to persons unknown there. However, his car seat was not taken. In 2013, Amy's cellular phone was locked beside Route 78, but the discovery did not bring any new evidence. James Pitzen stated he believes his son is still alive. The case was broadcast on the American television series Live PD in the missing segment, August 25th, 2018. My goodness. On April 3rd, 2019, a child was found in Kentucky claiming to have been held captive. Authorities are investigating his identity, but he is believed to be Timothy Pitzen. You can see here, last edited 1 hour ago. So police say this child here who was found says he is Timothy. Police are working to confirm the boy's identity, but have not publicly named him. Well, somebody did, because all of the media now has this. Sharonville police, who assisted in the investigation, released a report Wednesday afternoon. Sharonville police report states that the teen identified himself as Timothy Pitzen, who went missing May 2011 when he was only 6. Today he is 14. Police initially responded Wednesday to the 740 block of Columbia Street in Newport, A caller stated he is with a 14-year-old juvenile, said he was kidnapped from somewhere. The teen was identified over audio as Timmothy Pitzen. Law enforcement discovered the name is linked to a missing person. At some point, the law enforcement official says the boy's date of birth, 10/18 of 04, then repeats the same date. Timothy's birthday is October 18th, 2004. Now we know what the note had said from his mother. But can you imagine this? According to the Sharonville report, the teen said he had escaped from 2 kidnappers who held him captive for 7 years. The Aurora Police Department said in an emailed statement that 2 detectives traveled to the Cincinnati area to assist the FBI in this missing persons case. We cannot confirm yet that the person of interest is Timmothy Pitzen. At the time, we have no further information to provide. He says that he was held near Red Roof Inns and other places, and they are now searching there. The teen told police he escaped his captors and proceeded to run across a bridge into Kentucky. The exact location was not stated. Newport Police Chief Tom Collins says his department received a call of a person walking around the east side of Newport. Didn't seem like he belonged there. Things just didn't look right. You can only imagine the challenges we're going through in the process of identifying who he is. Law enforcement has not released any details about possible arrest on the case. However, the report states the teen described his kidnappers as 2 men who are strong in stature, one with a spiderweb tattoo on his neck and the other with a snake tattoo on his arms. They drove a newer Ford SUV with Wisconsin plates, according to the report. There will be no further statement made on this matter until we have additional information. So likely, if his dad is still alive, they can do a DNA test. This is just extremely sad. But you know, the person who sent it to me, and we were talking, and she said, you see, if my child ever went missing, I would never give up hope, because there's always a sliver of hope. All these years later, and they may have found this kid. That's just, it's a good note. God knows what he may have gone through, but maybe with therapy and counseling and some help, we'll see what happens.